Okay, everybody, welcome to the Wheel of Shakespeare Halloween special. We, as usual, be doing our randomly assigned roles in the scenes. The wheel will determine that, who gets the first choice, etc. of roles. But we, at this time, in honor of tomorrow's holiday, everything is going to be one of the spooky or ghostly scenes that Shakespeare wrote.
O thou, whose captain I account myself, look on my forces with a gracious eye. Put in their hands thy bruising irons of wrath, that they may crush down with a heavy fall the usurping helmets of our adversaries. Make us thy ministers of chastisement, that we may praise thee in the victory. To thee I do commend my watchful soul, ere I let forth the widows of mine eyes, sleeping and waking. Oh, defend me still.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. Think how thou stabbedst me in my prime of youth at Tewkesbury. Despair, therefore, and die. Be cheerful, Richmond, for the wrong souls of butchered princes fight in thy behalf King Henry's issue. Richmond comforts thee.
When I was mortal, my anointed body by me was punched, full of deadly holes. Think on the Tower and me, despair and die. Harry VI bids thee despair and die. Virtuous and holy be thou conqueror, Harry, that prophesied thou shouldst be king, doth comfort thee in thy sleep. Live and flourish.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow, I that was washed to death with fulsome wine. Poor Clarence, by thy guile betrayed to death, tomorrow in the battle think on me and fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die. Thou, offspring of the house of Lancaster, the wronged heirs of York, do pray for thee, good angels guard thy battle, live and flourish.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow, rivers that died at Pomfret, despair and die. Think upon Grey and let thy soul despair. Think upon Vaughan and with guilty fear let fall thy lance, despair and die. Awake and think our wrongs in Richard's bosom will conquer him. Awake and win the day.
We are my cousins, smothered in the tower. Let us be led within thy bosom, Richard, and weigh thee down to ruin, shame, and death. Thy nephews' souls bid thee despair and die. Sleep, Richmond, sleep in peace and wake in joy. Good angels guard thee from the boar's annoy. Live and beget a happy race of kings. Edward's unhappy sons do bid thee flourish.
Richard, thy wife, thy wretched Anne, thy wife, that never slept a quiet hour with thee, now fills thy sleep with perturbations. Tomorrow in the battle, think of me, and fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die. Thy quiet soul, sleep thou a quiet sleep, dream of success and happy victory. Thy adversary's wife doth pray for thee.
The last was I that helped thee to the crown. The last was I that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle, think on Buckingham and die in terror of thy guiltiness. Dream on of bloody deeds and death, fainting, despair, despairing, yield thy breath. I died for hope ere I could lend thee aid, but cheer thy heart and be thou not dismayed. God and good angel fight on Richmond's side, and Richard falls in height of all his pride.
Give me another horse, bind up my wounds, have mercy, Jesu. Oh. Soft, I did but dream. Oh, coward conscience, how dost thou afflict me? The light burns blue, it is now dead midnight. Cold, fearful drops stand on my trembling flesh. What do I fear? Myself? There's none else by. Richard loves Richard. That is, I am I. Is there a murderer here? No. Yes, I am. Then fly. What, from myself? Great reason why, lest I revenge. What, myself upon myself? Alack, I love myself. Wherefore? For any good that I myself have done unto myself? Oh, no, alas. I rather hate myself for hateful deeds committed by myself. I am a villain, yet I lie, I am not. Fool, of thyself speak well. Fool, do not flatter. My conscience hath 1,000 several tongues, and every tongue brings in a several tale, and every tale condemns me for a villain. Oh, perjury, perjury in the highest degree. Murder, stem, murder in the direst degree. All several sins, all used in each degree, throng to the bar, crying all guilty, guilty. I shall despair. There is no creature loves me, and if I die, no soul shall pity me. Nay, wherefore should they, since that I myself find in myself no pity to myself? Methought the souls of all that I had murdered came to my tent, and every one did threat tomorrow's vengeance on the head of Richard.
Okay, very nice, everybody. Danielle. Okay. Come, my masters. The Duchess, I tell you, expects performance of your promises.
Master Hume, we are therefore provided. Will her ladyship behold and hear our exorcisms?
Aye, what else? Fear you not her courage.
I have heard her reported to be a woman of an invincible spirit. But it shall be convenient, Master Hume, that you be by her aloft, while we be busy below. And so I pray you go in God's name and leave us. Mother Jourdan, be you prostrate and grovel on the earth. John Southwell, read you, and let us to our work.
Well said, my masters, and welcome to all. To this gear, the sooner the better.
Patience, good lady. Wizards know their times. Deep night, dark night, the silent of the night, the time of night when Troy was set on fire. The time when screech owls cry and bandogs howl and spirits walk and ghosts break up their graves. That time best fits the work we have in hand. Madam, sit you and fear not. Whom we raise we will make fast within a hallowed verge.
Handsome!
Asenath, by the eternal God, whose name and power thou tremblest at, answer that I shall ask, for till thou speak, thou shalt not pass from hence.
Ask what thou wilt, that I had said and done.
First of the king, what shall of him become?
The Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive and die a violent death.
What fates await the Duke of Suffolk?
High water shall he die and take his end.
What shall befall the Duke of Somerset?
Let him shun castles. Safer shall he be upon the sandy plains than where castles mounted stand. Have done, for more I hardly can endure.
Descend to darkness and the burning lake, false fiend, avoid.
Lay hands upon these traitors and their trash. Beldam, I think we watched you in an inch. What, madam, are you there? The king and commonweal are deeply indebted for this piece of pains. My lord protector will, I doubt it not, see you well guerdon for these good deserts.
Not half so bad as thine to England's king, injurious duke, that threatest wearst no cause.
True, madam, none at all. What call you this? Away with them. Let them be clapped up close and kept asunder. You, madam, shall with us. Stafford, take her to thee. We'll see your trinkets here all forthcoming. All away.
Yet, Lord Buckingham, methinks you'd watched her well. A pretty plot, well chosen to build upon. Now, pray, my lord, let's see the devil's writ. What have we here? The Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive and die a violent death. Why, this is just Io te aequida Romanus vincere posse. Well, to the rest. Tell me what fate awaits the Duke of Suffolk. By water shall he die and take his end? What shall betide the Duke of Somerset? Let him shun castle. Safer shall he be upon the sandy plains than where castles mounted stand. Come, come, my lords, these oracles are hardly attained and hardly understood. The king is now in progress towards St. Albans. With him the husband of this lovely lady, thither go these news as fast as horse can carry them. A sorry breakfast for my lord protector.
Your grace shall give me leave, my lord of York, to be the post, in hope of his reward.
At your pleasure, my good lord.
Okay, that was awesome. I really like. I really like the way that everyone came in, and especially Danielle, and then also Ted being the spirit. They really brought on the spooky atmosphere for something unrehearsed. I mean, that was really awesome. I think I'm going to, I might very well pluck that one out as a separate scene, as a highlights thing, like I did with the scene with me and Sheila a couple weeks ago. Ted and John for this one. Okay, so you both, I think it's the whole scene up until the point when the ghost says adieu, remember me, leaves, and then Hamlet gets into a monologue, which is good. And then Horatio and the others come on and we'll cut it from there. But you two are both, otherwise it's just the top of the scene. You guys are ready to go with it?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end like quills upon the fretful porpentine. But this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, list, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love.
Oh God!
Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder!
Murder most foul as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to note that I, with wings as swift as meditation, all the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt, and duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed that roots itself into ease on leafy war, wouldst thou not stir in this. Now, Hamlet, hear. 'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me, so the whole ear of Denmark is by a process of my death frankly abused. But know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, O wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce, won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. O Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me, whose love was of that dignity, that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness courted in the shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel late, will sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me be. Sleeping in my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed heaven on in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth pass it and curd like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine. And a most instant tetter barked about, most Lazar-like, with vile and loathsome crust, all my smooth body. Thus was I, asleep, by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouseled, disappointed, and annealed, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible, horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not, let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and chins to pale his uneffectual fire. Adieu. Adieu, Hamlet. Remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven, oh earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Oh, fie. Hold my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee. Aye, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe, remember thee? Yea, from the table of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, all saws of books, all forms, all precious past, that youth and observation copied there. And thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven! O most pernicious woman! O villain, smiling, damned villain! My tables, meet it is I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word it is, adieu, remember me, I have sworn it.
Okay, you two, that was awesome. We're having played the ghost before. Whenever you've played any role yourself, all actors should know this. You're always going to be real critical of anybody else. Anybody else's interpretation is always going to be wrong, and yet that was not what I got out of it. John, you nailed that. You both really had me going with that. I really loved both your performances there. That was awesome. Anyway, what we've got left, we've got the two scenes. We got the scene where Macbeth is haunted by the ghost of Banquo, and then there's a couple in the play. There's a couple scenes that come in between, but the one that follows from that, where he goes to, I'll be Macbeth in the first one, and then Danielle will be Macbeth in the second one, where Macbeth goes to speak to the witches.
Fine.
Okay, so Sheila, go ahead and start us off.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, it is not often vouched while 'tis a making. 'Tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance. Now good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit?
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, with a graced person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please your highness to grace us with your royal company.
Oh, the table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves, your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His Highness is not well.
Sid, worthy friends, my lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed, regard him not. Are you a man?
And a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces when all's done? You look but on a stool.
Really, see there. Behold, look, lo, how say you? Why, what care I, if thou canst nod, speak to, if charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back? Our monuments shall be maws of kites.
What? Quite unmanned in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now, in the olden time. Ere human statute purged the gentle wheel, aye. And since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. The times have been when the brains were out, the man would die, and after the end, and now they rise again. 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
You forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come. Love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and to all
Our duties and the pledge.
avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but a thing of custom. 'Tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
But man dare, I dare. Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear. Beyond rhinoceros or the Herson tiger, take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble or be alive again. And dare me to the desert with my sword. If trembling I inhabit then, protest me, the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why so? Being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disparition that I owe. But now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, which mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Questions enrage him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by maggot pies and coughs and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know where the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped in so far, that should I wade no more, turning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures, sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are but young indeed. Okay. Awesome. Sorry about the little spoiler of showing you Banquo's ghost a little bit too soon, but I had to fiddle with getting him in the stream. So the last scene of the day, we have the scene that follows that one, although I got my turn as Macbeth. Danielle called it for the second time when Macbeth visits the witches.
Thrice the bridal cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Stop your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round the cauldron grow, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot.
Double
Double
toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. Double toil and trouble. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witches, mummy, moor, and gulf of the ravin, salt
sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark, river of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar slips, finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make a cruel thickened slab, and thereto tiger's children for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double,
Double.
toil,
Toil
and
and
trouble.
trouble.
Fire,
Fire,
burn,
burn, and
cauldron,
cauldron.
trouble.
Trouble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood. Then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it. Answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's Germans tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer.
Say if thou dost, rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call 'em. Let me see 'em.
For in sow's blood that hath eaten her nine Pharaoh griefs that sweeten, for from the murderer's gibbet throw into the flame.
Come
high
or
or
low. Thy selfish in office deathly show.
No.
Tell me, thou unknown power, tell me.
He knows thy thought, hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me, enough.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody bold and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet, I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. But what is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen,
but
speak not to it.
Be lion meadowed, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirators are. Macbeth shall never vanquish me until great Brunham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet bodements, good. Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
See
no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Why sinks that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show his eyes.
Eyes and
Grieve his heart. Come like shadows.
So depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow is like the first. The third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why did you show me this? A fourth! Start eyes! What, will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet. A seventh! No, I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more, and some I see that twofold balls and treble sceptres carry. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth so amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did this welcome pay.
Wait. Where are they gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar.
Thank you, everybody, for the great performances, the creativity, and costumes that were thrown together on an impromptu basis by everybody. That was awesome. It's always fun to have people that come up with their performances out of the blue the way that we do, and because they have no idea what role they're going to play, and yet they get right into it, even when it comes down to costumes. That's always the fun of the Wheel of Shakespeare, and I think it was especially fun today. I hope you guys enjoyed the Wheel of Shakespeare Halloween special. I hope you'll join me on future Saturdays. We do this every Saturday. Not always with this theme, but it's always fun with these random performances. So I hope you'll tune in next week and every Saturday thereafter. Hope you enjoyed this. Happy Halloween, everybody.